So this is what I feel like being now, okay? So, yeah. I cannot run, I cannot climb the trees anymore. Is that okay? Can you hear me?
That's good.
And good luck with my accent. I'm Chet, originally. Czech Canadian. Whoa.
What's that? Yep. Make it run.
Okay. And my whole life I've been taking pictures, and I like to do photography, and I like nature, so that goes together. And everywhere I go, I'm trying to, maybe it's going to work. Look at that. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of put things together. You guys, you probably know like so much more. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So much more than I do, but every place I go to, oh, yeah, okay, it helps me kind of to learn what's out there. So I said, when Tara came to me, she said, I can do wetlands. Then I went on the internet and I need a definition, right? It's so complex. There is so much out there, so I freaked out. And because I've been doing like around small lakes around here, you could go to Creston, of course, that's fun. So I will be talking mostly about swamps and marshes around here. Because like bogs and fens, and they all have that fancy description, right? It's like, yeah, trees around, or just rainwater, or whatever. So I learned a lot, but you can go on the internet and it'll be the same. So, yay. So my main kind of place now, when I go with my little kayak, is Box Lake. And the reason is that at one end, everybody knows Box Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's by the cusp, just by the road. There are 2 campgrounds nowadays, and they are doing a pretty good job for, access and stuff. But you go there, my husband goes to Nakasp side, and fishing is really good. See you at 5, and poof. And I go on the other side, and this is looking towards New Denver, right? On the other side. And at the very end of it is a swamp. And so I can spend like a whole day there and just look around what's out there. And the swamp is this forested wetland, everything in there. So you have shallow places, you have bushes, you have big trees, and there is so much to see. So I'm learning a lot. It's over several years. It's not just 1 year, everything. So it keeps on changing, but come on. So I put this one in just for you to see how shallow it is. Very, very, it's like this, and it's muddy. If you go like in June, you might get stuck, it's like very, but there's so much, there's so much actually in that mud and around those places. A bit later on, like maybe March, April, things are starting to come up from the mud, because there is like a whole bunch of plants and everything that are really adapted to that environment that is really wet and all that stuff. So all of a sudden you have, and sometimes you go when the temperatures start coming up, and I'm in the kayak, blah, 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 blah. There are bubbles everywhere. And so I'm not sure. Is that methane? Maybe?
Probably.
I wish last spring, I took like box of matches, and I thought, but there were no bubbles, so maybe I was lucky, I don't know. So, anyways, so you can see that things in that mud are really working out. There is a lot of living stuff. When you're in your little kayak down there, and you look up at those trees around, so you see many birds. There's a couple of eagles every year, and I think they have a nest like past the swamp somewhere there, and they bully everybody around. They go after ducks, and sometimes I was really lucky. You sit there, and they don't really see you as a person when you're in a kayak. Like, yeah, something floating on the, and if you don't move, you know, I have camouflage jacket. And so that was pretty cool. Actually, I saw it a few times. But I was going, what? And this much water? And fish like that? Come on. And so eventually you find out, yeah, there he is. Wow. Taking a bite. Sushi time. And they're beautiful birds, right? But that there's another thing. Ospreys, right? And eagles and ospreys. Yeah, the eagles will go, and I could see them bullying osprey. Now, I have, you know, we were just talking. People have iPhones and stuff like that. They go like click. Well, I have a camera. The long lens is really heavy and stuff like that, but I can get close, right? So for me, it's really hard to focus on something that is moving. Yes. Because that camera is like, oh, you know. And so, but once in a while it works. So that's really good. In the kayak, I have a tripod in the kayak.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wonderful picture.
So then the osprey goes fishing, and once in a while you can hear him like explosion catching. Once in a while you get a fish. So I'm very proud of this. But look at that fish, how big, and it's in that little shallow place. So that was pretty cool. There was another time, like I said, I'm not that fast, right? So it's like birds and stuff like that. If you manage to focus and stay with the bird, then you go click, click, click. So yeah. I thought you had a binocular. There are also other fishing guys, right? And what I like about Boggs Lake in springtime is like usually you see a female and a male for the birds before they start nesting. So these guys go fishing. I'm in the kayak one day, and I hear blah, 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 blah. I look, and I think it's got a brook trout, right? Yeah. So it took a while, but anyway, they have this serrated beak, so that fish cannot really get out because it's like holding it. So, but I was amazed how big a fish it can actually swallow. Oh, I like that song. There are kingfishers around there. Brian, I can send you every picture. There are kingfishers around there. They're very, very shy. So you have to be. And in nature, if you can maybe talk or sing, and that's okay. But once you move, all these living things go like movement. They all go by that. So, you know, you try to, and that thing will take off like, whoa. So it's really hard to get them. I usually watch, and if it's like far away, I look for something white on the tree that shouldn't be there. And you're like, oh, there you are. goodbye. So, yeah. Once in a while. This is a mom. This is a female, right? Belted kingfisher. And that would be a male. Because I had a very long lens, it's okay, fine. In my original picture, it's kind of smaller, but computer is good for bringing it closer. So, I'm not that good. And then you look around, and you see movement up in the trees. Now you're still sitting in your little kayak in the swamp, right? But you see something, and they are so fast, it's really, really hard to kind of figure out what they are. And they blend in really well. Once in a while, if you look, come on mouse, there is a bug somewhere here. Can you see it? So it was kind of trying to catch like little bugs and stuff like that. And I think it was after migration, kind of they just arrived. So it was a bunch of them. I saw them maybe a couple times, and then, yeah. This guy is looking up the tree, and I think somewhere here is a bug. So it goes after it. So you just, once you find them, you stay and like, got it. So that's yellow. And for me to pronounce warbler, it's horrible. Okay, so you can go and try to do this. But it was so fun. I'm in the kayak down here. And then I was looking at that picture on this side. And they disappear because you have young leaves and everything is yellow and green and blah, blah, but you cannot find them. But all of a sudden he comes like, ploof, And that picture, he wouldn't fit in my frame. He was so close. And down on the cattails, I go like, what are you doing here? Like they're, And gave me maybe a couple seconds, and then went after this. And it was the time when the bugs were hatching. They were coming from that mud because larvae were in the mud for a couple of years, and now it's springtime, they're going to mate, right? So they were coming up. These are mayflies. If you're a fisherman, you probably know. They call them mayflies, but confuse the people like me with May. No, they fly from April till maybe October. But somebody just named them like that. So it was coming up I go like, when they are backlit, and I go like, I have to get them like in flight, right? Good luck. Yeah, so you just aim blindly, and maybe in that swarm you will get something. Computer helps. So now they are mating. So many come up, and they are mating in the air. They will lay eggs, and it maybe 1 or 2 days, and they're all dead. Because their main thing was in the mud, right? And so last spring, I'm in the kayak, and the wind in Box Lake usually goes from Nakatsk towards New Denver. So waves. And these waves all of a sudden are white and abstract and beautiful. Those are dead mayflies. Finally, so yeah, they're mayflies. So I was thinking, so they came from the mud, laid eggs close to the mud, and then they will go back into the mud. It's like recycling, right? So it's kind of neat. There's some other guys coming up. I don't know all these names. You probably know better than I do. I figured out it was, can you say that for me? Chironomids, something like that. Again, so they don't bite or anything, but there's so much stuff coming out of that lake. one day, and it was towards the evening, I'm there, and there is this weird kind of ghost. So I'm going crazy, and it was small. And so I snapped a picture, whatever. And then I go like, what is it? So I send it to UBC, to entomology department. I said, what is it? And the lady writes back, she says, it's a bad picture. But it could be a midge. They're tiny little insects, right? And it's a female and laying eggs, like, you know, she cooks up an egg and cook, she makes a string, right? And then she goes and looks, oh, okay, I'll put it here. And so that's about, so I think it's a female midge. She said, that lady. And when you do a presentation nowadays, and you put your pictures in there, and computer goes like, I'm going to help you. You need a title. So it came up with a title for me. Wait a minute. Maybe I'll send that back to you, BC, you know? So don't always. And once in a while you can see a male. Males have these huge antennae, you know, and they can, there's so much stuff nowadays coming out, and like because of the technology is advancing and stuff, they can sniff all kinds of molecules and stuff like that, and so they have huge antennae, and you figure it out. Yeah, there's a lot actually right now. Same day, I'm in that text, it'll start raining. All of a sudden, I bet you every swallow from the Kootenays came over.
Jana.
Everyone. Oh! Thank you. Okay, you've seen that.
Yeah.
Be good. There were like barn swallows and tree swallows and everything. And they were hunting for those bugs that were coming up.
Right.
And it lasted about 15 minutes, and then they disappeared. So how they knew, I don't know, but they did. So we have like a couple, that's some different, so that would be one. Olive green, you got? Tree swallow. And somebody was talking here, right? Was here, right? You were doing swallows, all kinds of things. So how many? We have about 5 or 6 species.
6 species.
Yeah. So some work to do here. Yeah, another, you know, everybody's catching those bugs, trying to, mama spiders trying to make a larder for the little ones and stuff like that. One day I'm on the kayak, and whole lake becomes like beautiful yellow-green kind of thing. And we're like, what's going on? The sun was shining nice. This was going on. And there was, the trees were releasing pollen. You see how it's flying everywhere? So much of it gets onto the lake, because lots of it is not used, right? So, yeah, it was crazy. But I realized, again, the waves are going towards the swamp, so there's a lot of deposited into that mud. So that mud must be so nutritious, you know, not maybe much oxygen, but yeah, okay. Sweet. No? Yeah. So in the mud, if you start paying attention around and stuff like, there are so many bugs that you can actually study, right? And my favorite group, like we say bugs like for insects, right?
Yeah.
But these are true bugs, and you probably know what I'm talking about.
It's okay. Let's try to see the other one.
Yeah. And true bugs, like stink bugs or these guys, they all have this kind of like a dagger, like a stab, like a hypodermic needle coming from here to there. And they stick it into either plants or living animals, and they release some enzymes and dissolve what's inside and suck it back in. So those are two insects. You see these guys around quite a bit, and I don't want to talk about all these adaptations and stuff like that, but when you look at, I'll go here, when you look here, you can see, I never thought that, water striders would be such hunters. They are really crazy about, so this little guy came out, I'm going to make, no you won't, poof. And so I was surprised, I was really happy to say, never saw it before. So anyways, so last, different months, but I fell in love with these guys. They're back swimmers. I caught one and put him in a jar, and I took some pictures there, and then I let him go, right? But you see like 1, 2, 3 pairs of legs, like every insect, and the last one is really long and they go in like oars. But maybe on this picture you can see the what do you call it? Proboscis, like stubborn. Nero. But when you see at it, when you look at it, on this picture, oh no, on that one and next one, you see it's like a little whitish, here. They come to the surface and they have these stiff airs and they draw in air. And so that white stuff on the back, because here, that one, I'm looking like up at it, right? So that's the back and it's swimming like this. But there is a whole bunch of air. It's like an air bubble. So it looks white. So there is so much stuff to learn, And of course, if you have many, many bugs, you have many, many birds, because that's a good place to be. So you always see coots, American coot. How much time do I have?
All the time.
All day. If I'm going too long, just say like, Okay. So American coots, they're fun. Those two guys, those are two guys, it's like making somebody get, they have discussion. They have very specialized feet, very long, come on, no. Very, very long toes, so they can walk in that muddy environment like no problem, right? If you fall into that mud, I don't know what would happen. I don't know if I could get out because it's so soft and so deep. I think we would have trouble. So these guys eat like plants, and if they catch some bugs and stuff like that, larvae, these are babies. And the babies come up from the egg, like knock knock, okay, out I am. Hi mom, I'm gone. They are from day one, they're independent, but they might need some protection still. So, not very cool. Yeah. And then migration happens, and this is very interesting actually, because our kids live on the coast, like in Tawasin. So I go there, it's Dreyfus Sanctuary, you've probably been there. If you go in February, there are so many birds, so many. If you go like in April, not so many. Most of them are like, where did they go? And they go actually into the interior for the little lakes to build nests and have babies and stuff like that. So on Box Lake, this is really, really good place to be like in springtime, because you see the couples side by side, and over the time, it's not just in 1 year. But I've seen so many different ducks. Some of them stay, some might go to Creston, I don't know. you know. But so there are teals, small ducks, smaller ones, right? So green-winged teal and blue-winged teal. That I understand has crazy migration, like 7,000 kilometers or something. Yeah? Yeah? I don't know. Yeah. Long migration, right? There is cinnamon teal. But when you look at that picture up here, this is so funny because, so I am always in Almo to get them in flight, you know? And you take your side of it, they're gone. And so these little ducks, they start from the water, it just drives you crazy, they go poof, straight up. And so once in a while, a little bit, I have to do a better job, but anyways. Some other guys, no, like these guys went up. Some other guys have to, okay, fine, I have a lift. So these would be golden eyes, right? And these are tongue twister, ring-necked duck. They have a ring around the neck. And so this guy was running on that water for so long, so it was really funny. Yeah, yeah. So ring neck, you know, those two pictures on that side, those are from Rifle Sanctuary. I went and I saw that guy up there and the sun was shining, it was purple and blue and I'm going crazy. It's like, what is it? What is it? And the guy said, whoa, it's ring-necked duck. And I've never seen one. We don't have them in the Kootenays. Yeah. Yeah, we have them. I see them, then I got, and we are in Glade on Kootenay River. I see them there. I see them on box all the time. Yeah. So they stay actually, they don't go away. Buffalo heads we have like all over the place. They're freaky because you get close and you don't have a chance. I don't have a chance anyways. So yeah, you might see them on Kootenay Lake, maybe by Chapelmicah there sometimes in springtime.
Let's go to the Sewage Lagoon in Castlegar.
What?
Sewage Lagoon in Castlegar.
Yeah. Yeah, so they are, but to get close, yeah. And those, I hope they're godwalls. Godwall?
No.
Those are, they look like, I thought it was like mallard duck.
Yeah.
They
are mallards.
Yep. And you go closer, and it's just so elegant, you know, so beautiful. So, that guy I saw only once. Canvasback, I saw once, maybe they're in Castlegar.
They're in Nelson, I just saw them the other day.
Yep, okay. So that's for me just to, oh, I got it, but I should look some other places too. This is another shoveler. They're really cute. They have this big beak. They filter everything, right? And so I think that's the biggest beak in duck family. And then with ducks, they're always there. They're always on Box Lake. This one is from Rifle, but then later on I went to Box Lake, and every year I see them there. The most colorful. This guy is, I saw by Camus, but I put him in there because I go and there's the small duck, right? Has a beautiful beak. I go, oh, color. And so I'm so focused on him. And he's sitting there, the tail is going like, and he's making these little noises, you know, and I thought it was for me, right? And so I didn't clue in that the female was probably somewhere here, nearby, so I didn't even look, you know, it's like I was focused on him. And then it made me think, that, okay, we say like, oh, they're all colorful because they want to impress females and they want to see that they're good shape. But what if I am a bird of prey or somebody going after food. Would I look at him, taken with all those colors and everything, so beautiful, and then you look at the eyes, every eye is maybe 10 to 30,000 single lenses that make a mosaic, and so they can see like almost 360 degrees around. They have these legs with big spikes, so they see a bug flying, go grab it. They have this lower lip that comes out, and so it's like in a basket, and they eat in flight. Just amazing. So I go like, what is it? Google. And I found out that they actually migrate for a very long distance, all the way to Mexico, Caribbean, stuff like that. And I didn't know that. So they go down there, and I think few dragonflies do that, depending on the species. They go, and I think they go there, they have another generation down there, they die. But the offspring, I think they mate like down there once, and then the next generation goes like, we don't like Mexico, let's go to Box Lake. And they go back. So, that there is so much learning to do about these things. And I think people there are some people who tag little things, right? And I think that's what they are doing now, how they are learning by tagging, and figuring it out. That guy was brown-eyed, this guy's blue-eyed. And oh my God, did it take me a long time to get this picture. 1 million pictures, and maybe every wing moves on its own separately, right? But I was so proud. I go to her, and there is a lady sitting on the shore, and I go like, I got a flying dragonfly. And she says, yeah, I was just making YouTube video or whatever. Yeah, I came right here. I got him with an iPhone, right? So anyways, yeah, times change. And then, I go like, I'm going to take a picture of every dragonfly and the Kootenays. No, you won't, because you don't know enough. There are so many different species, and sometimes the male is different from the female, and blah, 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 and so I gave up.
You did well.
Is there a dragonfly specialist here?
Jana, there is a specialist at the British Columbia Museum, and there's a book from the BC Museum of dragonflies of BC.
So, then,
a whole little manual on it.
yeah.
Do you know any of these?
So,
I'm not expert. No.
oh, okay. Just last night, Delta, I think they have a publication about like what kind of dragonflies we have. So maybe if I find it, I'll send it to you, girls. Yeah. Oh. So this is how they made, at one point I saw them, you see that flying wheel, but to get them in flight is like good luck. But he grabs her like behind so the damsel flies go behind the neck, and he goes like this, and they do basically the same thing, right? And then she's laying eggs, larvae, and down there this was a Champion Lakes, when they have loons and stuff like that, and I was watching loons feeding those little ones, and it's green, it's like not fish. They're feeding them dragonfly larvae. Quite often, I mean, they can be there. Oh, that's the costume when they come out, and that's, left over. There's that white kind of tube that is all crumpled, but that's when they come out, the larva comes out, and there's like a tube on the back, and they pump air, and I don't know, maybe some fluid or something burst, and the skin, and they can come out, right?
Yeah, those are the breathing tubes. Those are the tracheae, the breathing tubes of the dragonfly.
Yeah.
The immatures and the adults have breathing tubes, trachea, they call them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
spiracles, and that's when they molt, the insides come out, and those are inside out now. Okay, so she pulled herself out, the adult dragonfly, and as she pulls herself out, her breathing tubes turn inside out as the inner lining of those tubes is left behind in the molt.
Okay. Yeah. No, there is so much going on that we don't really see. So you have bugs, you have swamps, you have frogs and toads. Frogs, everybody knows, right? Are soft kind of skin, and the oxygen actually they get a lot of oxygen through the skin, but the skin has to be wet. Otherwise they will dry out and die. So that's why we see them around the water. Toads are a little bit different story. They have tougher skins and stuff like that, so and better lungs, so they can afford to go back into the forest. And there are many, many western toads. At Box Lake especially, you can see them Box and Summit and everywhere, right? But they were endangered. I don't know if they're still in that category. Like they were having a tough time. But they come in, different colors.
Locally they're endangered, but in other places they're abundant.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Box Lake, they had those toad crossing events.
So
Where the toadlets cross the road one way, and then the adults cross one way, lay their eggs, and then the babies cross back.
That's like a 6 month like too.
Yes,
Summit Lake.
yes. Summit Lake. Yeah. Summit Lake.
anyway, I'm not touchy-feely, I don't really, I don't know, it's like, yeah, well, I am, but not for these things. And I'm the kayak, I put my hand in the water, and there were so many. They go like certain time, and you can even hear them. Hear them? Okay. Little noises, and you look, and they're like pretty fast. I put my hand in, and he goes poof, and he hung on like so fast. I was like, get no. So I had to actually pry him off. Now he's happy. Yeah. So they are really kind of interesting to study too. And when you when you see the frogs laying eggs, they do these masses like that. The toads, they make these strings. It's almost like spaghetti or udon noodles or something like that. And so at one point, I go like, okay, put my hand, and took it up. It was going through like nobody's business. I could hardly, get like a couple seconds or maybe 5. And it was firm, it was kind of not slimy, but really
Slippery.
going fast, slippery. Yeah. And so the little black things are, I don't know, I think every mama toad poops out like what, maybe thousands of them. And then, oops, no. That was actually, some years there are so many. And some years, like last summer, was not really that much. So it depends. But they have the scraping kind of, and they scrape like little algae and organic stuff from the, so good recycling business. Yeah, and then they grow, eventually they develop lungs and tails, and here, and legs, and between the body and the tail, there is a bunch of cells that, like a wall, and they produce enzymes, and these enzymes will help to kind of, dissolve the other cells, and the tail falls off. It goes back in the swamp. So, And those little bubbles here, those are, I didn't know, those are new little like baby toads, right? And they are pretending like, I'm not here. Yeah. And then they come out. And this one, you guys. There is a midge up here. So I was focused on that midge. You know, so big antenna, yeah, I have to get you. And I didn't totally see those little toads. And this guy is right off the bat. It's like, oh, I need to get him. So too bad I didn't get that picture back. And we are at the lake and we went, oh, bear poop, right? They call it a what, knot of toads, something like that. I'm learning my English. And then you look closer and it's a whole bunch of little toads. And I was amazed, like different colors that they have. Yeah. And then they mature at 4 years of age. It's not like right away. And I found out that they could live like up to 12 years if they survive, right? If they survive, huh? So there are bigger birds. I was watching this one, and it was doing funny things. It was longer than this. It was dancing in that swamp. And I think it was trying to disturb the mud and get whatever came out. And I think it was a young one, so it was kind of like, how do I do it, you know? Yeah. And there, you know, is that coltsfoot brand? Coltsfoot, I think it is, like in the swamp, the plants.
Yes.
And yeah, this guy was picking, and you know what, they pick leeches. Yeah. And my AI said, a bird with a snake. So it was, yeah, it was picking like all the time. This was towards the evening, and there were two of them. And they were here and there flying, and I think they were mating. And so for the first time in my life, actually, I saw what they, you know, it was very beautiful.
How about courting?
Courting, I don't know, maybe they were, oh yeah, sorry, courting, they were courting, yeah. It doesn't make for sure there. Thank you. And then I will go fast through it because Brian showed us all the pictures last time, like the plants that you find around, and they all have like special adaptations so they can live in that wet, muddy kind of environment, right? So this would be Western laurel, I believe. It's deadly poisonous. You don't want to taste it. You get really sick. I put that picture in because, you know, come on. Courting. So, yeah, it was hard to, it was long one. Then there is a swan violet. So tiny, little one. So beautiful. And you look at it closely, I think the mosquitoes are actually pollinating it. Little guys, maybe midgets. Yeah, little guys are doing. Tell me when to stop.
You said it was a violet, didn't you?
I can go till Christmas.
Is that last one a violet?
Water iron, very beautiful. They have tubers, right? They have these long tubers and you can see them floating, but yeah, very beautiful there. Buck bean, but look close. And it's so amazingly beautiful, you know. And everything has certain purpose, so dogwood. I saw this dark thing on the, what I believe is trapper's tree, and it was blooming. And I go, okay, I'll go after. If you see a bug somewhere and it's not moving, you have a chance that there is a scrap spider right there. So it was so well camouflaged.
So yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah,
everyone
right
noticed
there.
it. Yeah.
And I didn't see it until I put it on the computer. Yeah, where are you? Yeah. Ah, there. Yeah.
It's actually a fly, not a cricket.
Those are amazing. I love crop spiders. This one, I think it's a polypore, birch polypore. I don't know, but I was doing research, and it said something like that, funky. We don't pay much attention to fungi actually. You know, we should be more into it. But somewhere I read like dead man's fingers. And I tell you, like when I was there, it was like, whoa, this is weird. So yeah, it really feels like that. But I think it's birch polypore. And then many, many little birds, and for a long time, and I'm hoping to get some advice here. First I go like, oh, it's national warble or something. And then no, I think it's a female common yellow throat or something like that. Yeah, so anyways, many little guys.
All common,
Yeah. Yeah, the blackbird, right, red wing. That again, I was watching. So she's down there building the nest, you know, hard to see her, like, whoa. If I were not in a kayak, I would never find her. And he's up there, like, blah, 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 blah. And I go, yeah, if I were a bird of prey, I'd go after him.
Yeah.
So, maybe, I don't know. This guy actually is not at Box Lake. I think it was by camels, and they have them like in Preston and stuff like that. Do we have them around Castlegar?
Well,
Sometimes, they
Yeah?
pass through here sometimes.
Yeah.
It may,
So yellow, what do you call it?
yellow, blackbird.
Yellow. And some sandpipers. So this one I saw only one solitary sandpiper, is a little bit smaller, and the next one is spotted sandpiper, right? And somebody sent, was that you, Paula, about the phalaropy, how females chase males? Somebody, I read.
Yeah, the spotted,
Yeah.
spotted sandpiper, the females chase the males.
So this is the guy, and this is she. And she is going after him. And she is making all these dances and stuff like that. And well, like finally he goes, okay. So they make, she lays eggs, and she goes like, you have it. And she goes and chases another guy. And he raises the baby, like, you know, that's the egg, raises the baby. That's a little bit different. That was so funny when you see them and they don't run away. You know that there might be babies around. Like they are quite independent, but they still stick around. And you hear him making blah, 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 blah. And so that means like go hide. So that guy is hiding. And then that's like, oh, okay. So that's also. We have, I'm not going to talk about turtles because everybody knows, and you know, solar panels and all that, so. So that was Box Lake.
Wow.
I am totally April, if I can walk or paddle or whatever, I'm there. Because it's so interesting, that place. Do you want me to go on or are we done? Because, yeah. I'll do Summit Lake and then we go. Summit Lake is deep, doesn't have many, so it's more like, you know, emergent vegetation kind of thing and stuff like that. But, so you go around the edges, and at one point, he was eating yellow corn, feeding, and stuff like that. And then I left my head, oh, and he was like, I don't like you. So I paddled back because you don't really want to make them too upset. And then he went into the willows and started to feed on the willows and stuff like that. But this is my best story for myself. It's getting dark, it's dark. So I go like, okay, fine. And I beach the kayak and I sit in that sand, you know, and I'm packing my stuff. I have backpack here, down here, packing, and all I had left was a Panasonic video camera, you know, the old time, like not digital. And so I lift my head, and she is maybe 3 meters from my kayak. Now here I am, and there she is. And you know, they can kick like any every direction you want. Backwards, sideways, whatever. And she is just standing. So I froze. No, not here. And we were like that for a while. And then she starts slowly walking away. And I go, "Phew." But I had that video camera in my hand. So I push the button. And she stops. And she looks. And I realized when you had that video camera, there is a red light, right? And I go, look, you know, I'm not here. And then she went away. So that's my very kind of memorable kind of thing. And so I put my pictures in, and my computer goes, you need a title. I thought I would fall off the chair. I was laughing so hard. Anyway. So that was my whole story and stuff like that. If you guys need to go, we can do some other time, something like that.
Wow, thank you.
That's
Not bad.
Fantastic.